I've been really good, and I haven't been doing a lot of thrifting for my store. I really needed to get a lot of backstock listed and feel like I was staying on track with my inventory. And so I've been pretty good about that. And we haven't really been to our local Goodwills. It's been a couple of weeks, I think, since I made the rounds. So this week, I'm going to take you along. I'm going to thrift every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, and I'm going to go to a different store every day of the week. These are a set of 3 for $3.99. It looks like old Homer Laughlin dishware. I've sold a bowl similar that matches these. I'll always grab a good vintage brass frame. I'll never pass that up. And that one's in pretty good shape. So that's a yes. And even this one, I've had good luck selling old small frames like this. Okay, so this brand I have sold a lot of wine glasses from, but look at these. These are they're Millennium champagne coupes. $7.99, and they're both in there. It looks like they were never used. This is where you take a second pass. I didn't see these the first time around. What type of art this is? It's copyrighted by Libby. I'm curious. This is one of those things where it's just like, I don't want to pass up on the funky because you never know. So you're going to take a minute and look it up. Okay, cart came out. And there's some silver plate. Look at this little piggy bank. Oh, he's seen better days, especially his ears all bent. Somebody must have beat him up to get whatever out they needed. Baby cup. It has initials on it. Look at that a little more closely. Let me come around. Look at this. With the flower frog in it. $2.99. It's been shipped and repaired. Okay, this is why you take a closer look. Because look, let's pull this back and see that word right there. It says Sterling. I'm gonna take this home with the initials and the dents. And it says something further on here. It was engraved to Eleanor. Oh, from grandmother. 1947. Found something. Let's see what he thinks he found. Did you get that on the cart? Well, it looks like a candle wick. Oh, I love the etched glass design on it. And the silver plated bottom. It looks in good shape. $2.99. It's another Sterling. Look at that. You see it? It's kind of small and my camera's not wanting to zoom in on it, but that again says Sterling. Honey, you did good. You know why?
What?
Because it's Sterling. It's sterling silver. Good job, honey. I can't tell. It says it's Regina Murphy, 74. It's in that burlap frame. How much? Regina Murphy, acrylic paintings and drawings. Oh my gosh, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Holy cow. $9.99. I'm going to need to look this up. Regina, who are you? Okay, I made one more pass and I realized I was passing by these lovely ladies, these Japanese made in Japan porcelain statues, and they're both lovely and both in really good shape. One smaller one's $3.99, the bigger one's $4.99. So I think they're gonna come home with me. They're very pretty. So it's a Christmas in July sale today. They've got all kinds of Christmas things. I wasn't thinking holidays today. I wasn't in a holiday mood, but the holidays will be here before we know it. And Christmas just keeps on coming. Oh, look at you doing the Lord's work, honey. But okay, but there's one here that's missing. These are cute with the candy. Holiday Splendor signature housewares. I feel like we're missing. There needs to be a fourth. Look at you. Okay, good job. Some old Frankoma. These look to me like you would do like a soup and sandwich. You would do these together like that, right? Doesn't that make sense? I think that's lovely. I wonder if next year it'll be what, 250 years, if like some of this type stuff will become popular. I've spotted the flatware, and I'm gonna have to take a minute to get the box. Stainless flatware, 25 cents each unless tagged. I might have to sit on the floor. Do I look silly? Why are you laughing at me? Oh, that has an F on it. Now that would be fun if we could find more of this set. What I think it is, it's the hunt of this, like digging through this. It's very much a hunt. Yeah, you know, that's a good butter knife. Somebody needs that butter knife. And the fact that it's a quarter and is still perfectly beautiful flatware that just needs a little bit of a polish and can be easily brought back to life. And I think I've had such success making really good money selling vintage flatware that it makes it like, well, why wouldn't I keep searching? Like, these are good serving spoons. I think those say Oneida on them. Don't mind me, everybody. Look at these beautiful candle holders, candelabras. Fortunately, this one's got a really big crack right there. The pair, there's two of them for $40. Really, really pretty. It's great champagne flutes. They're $5 a piece, and there's 6 of them. It's like just cut glass. But it has the Starburst pattern on there, and they are $3 a piece. Somebody brought in a bunch of their Disneyland posters. These are dated. This one's dated 1979. And then the submarine's not even the same anymore. It's like Nemo's. Something about Nemo in Tomorrowland. You have $25 on each of these. I like this Small World one. Get the Space Mountain one. And this one's dated 1977. You see that? Heartstone pottery. These dishes, blue hearts on white, they wanted 95 for the whole set, and they wanted 60. Now, last chance, $40 for like 23, 26 pieces. It's really pretty dishware. It's nice, heavy pottery. These are unique. I guess are those the soup bowls? These are maybe the other bowls. What would you do? Would you grab it for $40? Right off the bat, I see it's a good frame. Cute, $3.99. Those prices aren't terrible. That's really pretty. It's $3.99. I don't know if that's what you would do with that. There's a lighthouse theme happening. A little Heartstone plate. Yesterday we were at Assistance League and they had all that Heartstone pottery, but this one looks like originally from Crate and Barrel. This one's $3.99. This one's $2.99. The white one, $2.99. Oh, it's Dwayne's mug. Oh, and Dwayne, like, is that an English setter? Oh, what'd you find, honey? I mean, good job. What is it just red? What is the price on that, though? $1.99? But look at Dwayne's mug. Okay, these are really cute Christmas plates. Look, hand paint. Yep, they're hand painted. Bunch of them here. They're $3 a piece. Grab this brass lamp, ginger jar lamp. Just needs a little cleanup. Forever. Oh my gosh, these look like the ones that I got. I just got the Millennium ones, but these have hearts. $12.99. I'm not sure about those. California cooking from the cottage. La Jolla's favorite beachside bungalow. I'm not familiar with the cottage. Makes me want to see if it's still around. This looks older, so it'd be half price. I can get it for $3. this little sugar bowl. It says that it's Witchwood. It's $2.99, which I like the price. Look at this. Woven ceramic basket, handmade in Portugal. Looks in nice shape, and there is no price tag. $13.99. This is the store. Has things priced pretty high, and it's pretty, but not for me as a reseller at that price. Now, I saw this at another store, and I wondered if it was old because it had those feet on the bottom. It says it's Leonard, $10.99. Not sure if there's room there for me or not. Would you grab it? This is the second one I've seen this week. Okay, now I've definitely sold these before. These vintage deviled egg dishes, but they want $9.99 for it. Again, just pretty pricey. And I like this cheese plate, Missing the Dome, by Goodwood. I'm not familiar with them. $6.99, made in Japan. I have had one like this in my shop for a long time. And yeah, that's what makes me leery of the whole cheese plate, cheese dome situation. I do like finding these as reference books for myself. I do know you can look most of this up on the internet, and it's a lot faster. Okay, this is confusing. $3.99, $4.99. Now, are these candy ribbon candles? That doesn't look like that's ever been burned. Are these collectible? Do people like these? It's $9.99. Okay, look how pretty this lamp is. You know, harp, but that's okay. And it's $11.99, which, right, for a nice lamp, that price I can deal with. And then right next door to it is this old milk glass lamp. This one has a bit of a lean to it, but I wonder if that could be fixed. And they want $9.99 for this one. So I'm digging both of these. Okay, of course, the time that I don't get a cart, which I might have to go get one now. I've got this big lamp, and now I've found this great cutting board with feet, and it is $14.99, which for a nice cutting board is a great price. And I'll be keeping this for myself because I can't imagine what this would be to ship. Not just the size, but the weight. Holy cow. Okay, I've got to go find a cart. How do you guys ever thrift and not have carts? I can't do it. I'm looking low because you should always look low. Look at this pretty platter. There's a couple of them down here. It's a wool platter. It is Georgian Hummer Laughlin, $4.99. Looks like it's in nice shape. It's really pretty. I also saw this set down here. Look at these dishes. They're so pretty. A floral design of like poppies. It says Garden by Genevieve, fine china in Japan. They want $35 for all of these dishes. So it's quite a set. The flat cups and saucers, salad plates, stirring plates. So I'm gonna look these up because even the $35 is an investment. You've probably heard me say in my other videos that if I sell these by the piece, not by the set, by the piece, so someone else can complete their set, it's a better way to, as a reseller, to make some money on these. Okay, I had to go ahead and pull this out. And there's two of them, but look at this lobster platter. It's got lemons and oysters and lobsters on the end. It's really large, and it's $22. But really, in the big scheme, if you're keeping that for yourself and not reselling, not a bad price. These are really nice. They want $8.49 for 4 of them. That's not a bad price. Okay, again, going second pass, and I noticed this little nativity scene. It's hand painted. I can't tell exactly how old it is, and there's no markings anywhere that I can find. $8.49, which seems to be a price they like to put on things here. But it's so sweet. I wish I knew more about it. It's really sweet. So, should I take a chance? That's the question. So I'm back here in my office after 5 straight days of thrifting, and you got to see each day what my small haul was. I kept it pretty reasonable. I felt like I didn't overdo it, knowing that I was going to have 5 straight days of thrifting. I didn't want to blow my whole budget at the beginning of the week, so to speak. So I kept it pretty small each day. I tried my best to keep it small each day. But what I thought I would do now is take you through, I was going to do one thing each day that was my favorite, like my favorite item from each store that we visited. I ended up with some good things. Some of them came from the same spot. So I thought I would just do my 5 favorite things total. And one is right here, which is this beautiful lamp. I really thought at that, and this was from Friday, so the last stop, and this was from the thrift store that's the Goodwill that tends to be overpriced on their items. And their pricing, a lot of times it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, this beautiful lamp was very reasonably priced for what it is. I found a comp for, looked like identical lamps. There were 2 of them, and they sold for like $425, $450, something crazy like that. Obviously, I'm not going to get that for this, but I paid $11.99 for it, and it's just so pretty. I love a good vintage lamp. I love them for myself. I love to resell them, and so this one will be going in the shop because I have more lamps than I need. So you guys will get to pick this one up. The other favorite, I'm going to kind of combine into one thing, which is sterling silver, which I don't think in all the years I've been professionally thrifting, I've ever found sterling silver in the wild. So I found to find 3 different pieces at 2 different stores in 1 week. It was just kind of bizarre, just luck. 2 of the pieces were from Monday, the Goodwill that we probably hit up the most often because it's the closest to our house, so it's easy. I pass it on the way to the grocery store, so I'll run in and run out real quick. You know how it is. And so I found, here is the baby mug that I found, the baby cup. I have polished it up. It's taken some elbow grease to get it looking this good. It's sterling hollowware, and you can tell the handle is hollow. It's not solid silver. But this is a little baby cup. It is engraved with the initials EEP, and on the bottom it says, "To Eleanor from grandmother, February 16th, 1947. So this sweet baby cup is 78 years old, and I think like it was used. A baby actually, Eleanor actually used this cup because it has lots of dents, mostly around the bottom, probably some banging is my guess. And on the handle too, where probably it just took a little bit of a beating, but sterling silver is at an all-time high as far as the price goes. On replacements, there is an identical mug minus all the engraving that is going for $150. So I'm not sure what sterling is going for by the ounce. I haven't weighed this yet
to see what it would actually be worth, right? And it's one of those things, it's because it's a fine metal. Sterling silver is considered a fine metal, right? But anyway, there's an actual value that can be attached to this regardless of the condition, the monogram, or not monogram, the engraving. Stay tuned on what I decide to do with Eleanor's baby cup. And so on the same cart that had just come out, I found, well, actually, I didn't find it. Derek found it. He gets all the credit for this one. This candlewick pattern glass dish, a decorative glass bowl with little handles on it and etched, a little floral etched design. I kind of always assume on pieces like this that this is silver plate, but sure enough, I look on the bottom and it is stamped sterling as well. I'll put this in my store for sure. I just need to figure out how to price it. But this one was also $2.99. So found both of those in the same store. Then the next day when we were at the Assistance League and I was on the floor going through all the flatware, I found another piece of sterling in this. It was one of the first things I picked up. It was on the top because it's a pie or a cake server. And as a matter of fact, they have some tape on here because it has a little bit of a serrated edge, making it sharp. But the main part of the server here is marked stainless. And I'm sure it's from Sheffield, England, stainless steel. So nice piece, but they only have $3 on it. And I'm sure it's because it was really hard to see that right here on the handle, it's also stamped sterling. So this part of the server is sterling and this part is stainless steel. So another piece, I paid $3 for each of these sterling pieces. I haven't looked this one up either. I think this would be a lovely gift to give to a bride and groom before their wedding. There's no engraving or anything on this. And there's a tiny bit of space if you wanted to get it engraved, I suppose you could. But just the fact that it's a sterling piece would be lovely for a bride and groom to cut their cake with. So I'll put this, I'm so tempted to keep it. Hard when I find unique pieces like this at a bargain to not want to keep every single thing. But that's a bad business model is to use my thrifting money for things to keep for myself. It's supposed to go back into my inventory. My third favorite thing that I found was this original piece of artwork. It says it's acrylic. It's by Regina. I still don't know Regina Murphy in 1974. It looks very 70s from the frame, but I feel like the blue daisy is very much in fashion. I think a cottage core is very girly looking, but I don't know. There's something about it, the actual acrylic, that's very timeless. If someone wanted to replace the frame, if they didn't like the burlap and wood frame, that would be an easy fix. I will sell this as is, like it is. But on the back, what caught me, so you guys have probably heard me say that we are originally from Oklahoma. We have been out in California for 19 years now. So we're very much Californians, but we were Oklahomans before that. So always have a love and affection for all things Oklahoma and all of our family that's still back there. So to flip this over and see that Regina was from Oklahoma and Oklahoma City specifically, and that my guess is in 1974 that this originally went for $7.50 was her tag, Regina's tag on the back. And how did this end up out here in California? Obviously more transplants, more Okies that came to California. It's been happening for a lot of years. That came out here with Regina's artwork. Okay, so my fifth favorite thing were these holiday dishes that I found on Wednesday. The days have all meshed together, but there were 18 of these. There was a ton, but what I really like about them is the size. What I like about this size is that they're an everything plate. And what I mean is it's a great accent plate. It's not big enough to be a dinner plate, but it's the perfect size that when you're setting a table to be on top of your dinner plate, it's the perfect size for salad or dessert, but also if you're having a holiday party, having as, appetizers. Since there were so many of them, I am keeping some of them as of today. And then I will put the rest in my shop because I have solid red Christmas dishes, and these will look really pretty with them. So I will have the rest of them, though, in my shop, as I said, very soon, because you guys will be starting to think about the holidays here before we know it. You know what? There were so many things that I got this week. I could say every single thing was my favorite because I rarely pick something up that I don't like or that I wouldn't want to keep for myself. My taste is varied, so I don't tend to favor one time period or one style. I've tried to, I should narrow my shop down to be more one thing or the other. But then that limits my shoppers. So your taste might be more chinoiserie. I've got plenty of that. You may like more French chic, and I have lots of that too. But you may be mid-century, mid-century modern. Guess what? I have some of that as well. So I love it all. I thrift it all. And so I have a little bonus item that ended up being one of my favorite things this week, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And that's Dwayne's coffee mug. I loved this mug, and I can't really explain why. It's the name Dwayne, something about that, right? It's not a name you hear all the time. Sounds very old-fashioned. I picture this being Dwayne's Father's Day gift, a Christmas present. He must have liked maybe hunting dogs. I think this is some type of a pointer because that's what he's doing. He's pointing. And it's stamped USA on the bottom. A couple of times when I looked it up, like McCoy keeps wanting to come up. I'm not sure if McCoy made mugs exactly like this. It has the nice gold around the rim and it's still in really good shape. But I couldn't leave this and I don't know why. There's no explanation for it. I may need to keep Dwayne myself. But if you are a Dwayne, you know a Dwayne that would like this vintage mug, let me know and I'll put it up in the shop for you. Because I'd love to find a new home for it. I think that's maybe a little bit of what I feel about these pieces is I just want to find it a new home. I feel like it makes me sad to see that Dwayne, kind of like Eleanor's mug, it makes me sad to think, we all know that these items belong to somebody at some point in time, probably multiple owners in some cases of these items. But when there's a name literally attached to it, it makes it very real. So every piece tells a story. I like to say it at the end of every video. When you have a piece and you've got even more of a piece of the story to go with it, like a name, I don't know, it's too much. I can't leave it behind. So Dwayne's mug was one of my favorite things this week. I hope you had fun going with us these 5 days. Now it just means that I've got to get really, really busy. I've got so much back stock. I still have stuff from our big haul when we went to Oregon and Northern California earlier in the spring. It's one of those things you try to keep up with it the best you can. And I want to get better about getting items when these videos go up that these items you can immediately run over to my shop and go buy what you see. So I'm going to try to be better about that. But I list every single day, so there's new items in my shop, collectedcalifornia.com, every single day, Monday through Friday. Some days more than others, but new things all week long. So be sure that you go check it out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for going with us on our fun thrift trips. Like and subscribe and come back and we'll see you next time. Every piece, including Eleanor's mug and Dwayne's mug, tell a story. And I'm glad you're a part of mine. We'll see you next time.